So before I start this video, I have to say that I am a huge fan of the reboot series of the Planet of the Apes. Not so much the original Planet of the Apes, though I did watch them when I was younger. They were not like, my favorite movies, but the reboot series, not the Tim Burton reboots, the the most recent reboot series featuring Caesar as the main protagonist, I thought was an excellent trilogy. I am a huge fan of the first two films, Rise and Dawn. Those two movies are easily in my top 20 movies ever. For sure. I love both of those movies to death. I've watched them hundreds of times. They're some of my favorite movies ever. The third movie, not so much. Now, I don't think that the third movie in that trilogy was a bad movie. In fact, I do think it was actually a good movie, and I think the ending was very good and very respectable. But I do think that they kind of didn't really have much else in the chamber after Dawn. And that's because Dawn was just such a good movie. And it's hard to follow up a movie that's just so freaking good. I knew that going in. I'm like, I don't know how they're going to top this. I said the same thing about the original movie, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. However, Rise of the Planet of the Apes left a lot of room for things to be, a lot of room for interesting things to happen. But Dawn of the Planet of the Apes really didn't. The only thing that was left for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes that left behind was a war between humans and apes. And so when you hear war for the Planet of the Apes, that's what you expect to happen. And there wasn't really a war. There was a battle, but not a war. But all in all, it was a good trilogy. The first two films were just amazing to me. But the reason why I really respected Dawn, I love Dawn and I think it's a good movie. But the reason why I respected Dawn was because it took risks. And something about a story taking risks to me, especially a story that's being made in such a high budget Hollywood film, over $100 million. When they take a risk like that, it makes me respect it and appreciate it so much more, because it's very rare for Hollywood to take risks. We all know this. They want to make their money. They want a safe film that's going to make money guaranteed, which is understandable, right? Nobody wants to lose money. So when you watch a movie called Dawn of the Planet of the Apes that starts off with monkeys in a forest and they're not talking, they're literally speaking in fucking sign language for 20 minutes straight of just monkeys talking in sign language. And I was just sitting there, I can't believe they did this. I can't believe that they actually put this much effort into this, and they take it so seriously, and they do it with so much respect. It's like, no, this is the movie you're watching. You are watching monkeys talking in the forest, and you're gonna sit here and shut the fuck up and enjoy it. And I surely did do that. And it was like I said, it was a great movie. Now we go to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes now has absolutely it pretty much has no help from human beings like the original first three films did. Especially the first one, Rise, was just basically like humans, and then monkeys were like there, and then there's Caesar. And now Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is like humans and monkeys, but monkeys are starting to take over. And then War for the Planet of the Apes, well, at that point, you're watching the end of a trilogy. You should be accustomed to monkeys by now, so it's okay. But now you're starting over, right? You're starting over. So you have to be aware that the people that are coming to see this new movie obviously have seen the last three, but there are also going to be people who have really never seen the last three. It's been a long time. Maybe they've never even seen them. They're new to this. So walking into a theater and seeing monkeys just talking to each other with no human interaction for literally like 45 to an hour in this movie, before they see a human start talking to them. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask. And I noticed the audience was not really that I went to go see it with. It was a full audience, which is crazy because this movie has been out for a while and I'm late, but it was still a full audience on a freaking Tuesday. But anyways, the audience I saw, they were starting to kind of lose interest. And that's because they couldn't really relate to the characters, because they don't know these characters. For one, these are all new characters, and for two, they're monkeys. So this movie was a much bigger risk than Dawn was, which is crazy because Dawn was already a huge risk, as I said, but this was even a bigger risk. So again, I have to respect it, and I do respect this movie definitely, because this movie is not a movie that is a cash grab. They're trying to tell a new story here with new characters, but in the same world with kind of like they're trying to use the same formula to make a different meal, if that makes sense. So this is going to be spoilers. Okay, so I'll just tell you right now, if you want to know how I feel about the movie, I thought it was pretty good. I give it like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, kind of like that. But if you don't want to hear anything else about it, then move on. But I'm gonna talk about spoilers now. So talking about the plot, right? Okay, I don't think that the plot of this movie is that good. I think it's okay though. I think it's solid, and I really don't want to judge it because this movie is gonna be a trilogy, and they've already set it up for that. Now it's again very, very brave to set up a movie to be a trilogy if you don't even know this. You don't even know this one's going to be successful, right? This is we don't know if people are going to really go see this. Hopefully, it's doing good in the box office. I haven't checked, but it's set up for a trilogy, so you can't really judge this movie on its own because it's like part one. You can't really judge the plot. This is basically just like setting the seeds, introducing the characters, introducing the world, reintroducing the world, and stuff like that. So I'm just going to really talk about the things that I really liked and the things that I didn't like, which isn't much. I could talk about the things I like for a long time. I really can't talk about the things I didn't like. The only things I didn't like was, okay, so basically at the beginning of the movie, the main character, Noah, and his entire family gets kidnapped. His father gets killed. So he goes on an adventure to retrieve them. But eventually he gets caught by the same kidnappers that his family got kidnapped by, and ends up in the same place as them. So it's like, you could have just skipped that part. I understand that there are things that happen in the process of him getting there, but I feel like those things could have happened while he was there, and we would have had a much tighter movie. We could have introduced the main villain a lot sooner. We could have had a lot more conflict sooner. It seems kind of weird that they went this route. I think it would have made more sense if his entire clan and himself got kidnapped at the beginning. Would have saved screen time. Would have got the movie wrapped up. I think the movie would have been a lot tighter, but whatever. So that was one thing that I just felt like was kind of unnecessary and kind of took away a little bit from the plot. It could have been a lot stronger if they did it that way. And then he meets this human named Maya, I don't remember. May. It's May. Okay, May. Now, May is the best human character in the history of these movies. She is the best. I don't care what anybody says. If anybody says something negative about May, trust me, they don't know what the fuck they're talking. They don't watch movies. They don't enjoy good characters. She is the best character, human. Not no, hold on. The best human character of all of these movies, for sure. Absolute fact, no debate. This bitch is ruthless. Like, she is the most ruthless character I've ever seen in a long time. She is so fucking ruthless. She is goal-oriented to a T. She's like, I'm going to get this shit done, and I don't give a fuck who gets in my way. Even if I feel like you might get in my way, you have to fucking go. Oh my God, I love characters like God damn. And guess what else? Guess what else she has? Hold on, wait. She's a female. Remember this. This is a female character I'm talking about. Guess what else she has? Can you believe it? Listen, I'm gonna give you a hint. It starts with an A. Agency. She has fucking agency. She makes her own decisions, and she moves in ways that makes perfect sense to her goals and what she wants. She doesn't just sit there and stand and look like the trailers make you think she might be doing. No. That is not true. This bitch gets shit done, and I like her for that. In fact, I might say that she's my favorite character in the movie. At first I was like, I really do like Noah, but May was fucking shit up. I'm sorry. I like her. She's good. So basically, like, her goal is to get back to a human society that she somehow got separated from. And in order to do that, she needs to get this hard drive that's in a basically older human settlement that the monkey villain of the movie named Proximus has taken over, which I'm going to talk about Proximus because I like him a lot too. But so she goes over to the settlement with Caesar. She ends up getting taken there with Noah. She ends up getting taken there with Noah. So she goes there, and her and Noah end up working together in order, because Noah wants to break out his family, and she wants to get the hard drive. So they set up a plan to distract everyone. They blow up a dam, and the dam basically will flood everything so that Proximus can't get what's inside, and they can use that distraction to escape. Noah can use that distraction to escape with his family. So that's all right. So everything's all good. So Noah trusts her. They go inside. They set the bombs and all that. And then as they're about to get to the final part of their plan, Proximus shows up and he's like, "What's up, bro? Where y'all going? What y'all doing over here?" And then May, out of nowhere, she not out of nowhere, she it shows her go to get it, but she pulls out a gun and shoots one of Proximus's people, and Proximus is like, "Oh shit, that's a gun? We got guns in there?" He's like, "You could go, but let me get the guns." And then May's like, "Sure, okay, fine." And then but deep down, her plan is to run and set the bomb. Start the explosion to blow up the dam. And then Noah's like, "No, please, like, my family's here. We're not out the way. If you set the bomb off, you're gonna kill us too." And she's like, "I'm sorry." She looks him dead in his eyes, says, "I'm sorry," and runs off, blows up the bomb, and literally in her mind, she just killed Noah and his whole family, because she couldn't let Proximus get the weapons. She couldn't let him get the guns. And I'm like, damn, that is so cold. Like, I understand why she did it, right? Like, it makes sense, but fuck, you just killed everybody. Like, you just killed all these innocent monkeys and Noah, who trusted you and helped you. And it's the only way you were able to get this done is because of him. Like, that was so cold. But, I loved that shit, man. I loved it. And then there was this other smaller scene where there was another human that was captured. And this human was also smart like her. Sorry, I forgot to say, only a few humans are smart and can talk. She can talk, and so can this other human. And this other human was like basically Proximus, the main villain's pet. And he was teaching him how to talk, and he was reading, books to him, because Proximus doesn't know how to read. Obviously, no one knows how to read anymore. So he was reading him books and teaching him about, a whole bunch of shit. And so Proximus, was using him basically to learn more about things that he didn't already know, because Proximus, his main goal is knowledge. I'm going to talk about Proximus in 1 second. I really do like him. But anyways, so then the girls and the monkeys, they're making their plan to blow up the dam. The smart human, who's Proximus's pet, he comes up and he's like, "What are you doing? Why are you working with these? Why are you doing this? Like, Proximus is treating us good. We could stay here. We could just do work for him, and we're taken care of. We get food. We don't get bullied and shit like that. We got a nice place. We got clothes. We got, like, what's the problem? Because Proximus was taking care of him because of being able to teach him stuff." And so she goes, "Look, bro, we got to get out of here, and I want you to come with us. Like, come with us, man. We can't stay here. Like, we don't belong here. You don't belong here. I don't belong here. We got to go. We're not about to serve this goddamn monkey, right?" That's what she's telling the guy. And he's like, "Okay, look, your plan's not gonna work, and Proximus is you're gonna learn. Proximus is gonna show you." And then he just walks off. That's it. He doesn't say anything else. He just walks off. He doesn't run off. He doesn't scream. He doesn't yell. None of that. He doesn't alert anybody. He just walk. He just walking back where he came. This bitch kills him. She chokes him out. She strangles him and kills him. I was like, what the fuck? But I understand, because I was thinking in my head, like, do you trust that he's not going to say anything? I mean, it doesn't seem like he's not going to say anything, but he might. You never know. So she was like, fuck that. She literally murders him and throws his body in the water. I was like, bitch, you are crazy. But again, I love characters like that. And then the last scene I want to talk about, after May has literally sentenced Noah's family to death with the fucking dam, Noah and his family actually managed to survive miraculously, about a hair of their teeth, because Noah already had kind of learned the layout of the area that the water was going through, thanks to the fact that he had been through there with her. So it makes sense, but it's just like, every single motherfucking one of you survived, but whatever. So they get out. And they go to back to his home to rebuild after it had been destroyed by Proximus. And the fucking girl follows him, and May follows him, and he goes to go talk to her, just him and her. And I'm like, I think you should be pissed at this bitch. She literally just like left y'all to die. But I think I know he understands why she did it. I know he understands why. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I'd be willing to talk to this bitch. But basically he tells her, like, look, you need to, like, learn you need to, I don't know if Caesar was, I don't talk about that, but basically throughout this movie, there's a lot of Caesar influence, and basically Caesar has become the Jesus for monkeys. Whereas like some people interpret him in a good light and some people interpret him in a negative light, which would be Proximus, which again I'm gonna talk about. I can't wait to talk about Proximus. But Caesar Noah had met this orangutan throughout his journey who had died in the process of them getting back to the main villain's camp. And this orangutan was a follower of Caesar's good side, and he wanted him to show compassion and be nice and respect people. And so that's the message that Noah has kind of started to adopt. And he's like, maybe Caesar was right. Maybe we should be more compassionate to people. And he tells her that. He's like, May, you should be more compassionate to people. And he gives her this medallion, which was Caesar's logo, the window logo, for those of you who've seen the original trilogy, which I thought was really cool that that's become like a symbol of this, this world. And so he gives it to the girl, and he's like, you need to show compassion. You need to be more compassionate. You can't just be like an asshole. You got to be different. And after they do that, it zooms to the back of May's back, and she had her gun behind her back. She had that bitch glocked because she was about to kill him. She came to kill him just in case, because he knew too much, and she wanted him dead. She wanted him dead. But that's my interpretation of the scene. It could have been that she was just doing it for self-defense, but it didn't seem that way because her face was very solemn. Like it looked like she was about to kill him, but because of what he said, she didn't. And so then she leaves, and he goes his separate way. And now he's raising his group back up, and she goes to this human encampment. It's really secure, and she gives them the hard drive that she obtained from her mission with Noah, and they go inside and they load it up, and they're able to communicate with other people. The satellites start working for them, and they're able to communicate with other people. And so it looks like humanity is starting to get back to the track of rebuilding, while at the same time, what does that mean for the apes? And that's kind of like the question where the movie left off. And especially with May, May seems like she's going to be like one of the spearheads of the human side, while Noah is going to be on the other side. So it's basically like going back in reverse. Whereas like, okay, humans in the original trilogy, it was about monkeys slowly rising to take over humans, and now it looks like it's about humans slowly rising to take over monkeys. This doesn't look like it's going to be a remake of the original Planet of the Apes, where the humans came back from the spaceship, which was set up in the original trilogy. So to me, it's very interesting that they've gone this route. I feel like I felt like they were just going to remake the original, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. But I don't know, maybe I'm just not too well versed on the original to be able to pick up on context clues. But from what I can tell, it looks like it's brand new. Okay, so then there's Proximus, right? Proximus was a really good character, right? I really liked him because he wanted knowledge. That's what he wants, which he thinks knowledge leads to power. But at the same time, he was using knowledge to get what he wants. And Kevin Durant did a great job. Kevin Durant did an amazing job with this character. I couldn't believe it was him. His acting was it was just great. It was just really, really good. It was a really great performance. I was actually upset because he ends up dying at the end of the movie. It's kind of like the Koba situation. It's like, don't kill him. Like, keep him alive. He's like a very good character. Keep him alive. Save him for the next movie. Like, why do you want to kill him so bad? So they kill I feel like they definitely should have kept Proximus. He was great, but basically Proximus is like, he calls himself Caesar. He's basically said, I'm Caesar now. I'm the monkey god now. Like, I'm the monkey leader now. And he's taken what Caesar said and adopted it and twisted it in a way that suits his benefits. And it was really great. The first scene that you find this out, that Caesar's influence has led to these guys, is when you see Noah's village getting destroyed by these guys. The first time someone of their group takes off a mask, they scream, "For Caesar!" And then the music drops. It's like, wow, for Caesar. It's like, that's crazy. You're using Caesar, and Caesar would never have wanted this. We as the audience know that, but they don't know that, So it's really cool. And so Proximus uses Caesar in many different ways to justify his own actions and his own thoughts, his own inner ideas. And it's really, really cool to see the way he tries to learn knowledge. And you could tell that he really doesn't understand what's being said to him when the human that he has in captivity is teaching him these things, but he pretends like he does because he wants to seem smart. But overall, he thinks that knowledge will lead to power, which is very cool. I really, really like that for a villain. I thought this, like I said, I thought Proximus was a great villain, and he doesn't like humans, doesn't trust humans, very much like Koba. His performance was great. I really liked him. I don't know why they killed him. And the way they killed him, I thought was really corny because I mean, it's one of those things where you have to see the movie, but his death was pretty corny to me. It's like, bro, just push him. Like, why do you need all the birds to do this whole bird scene? Like, I understand why, but it would have been made some more sense if Noah was alone and then you got the birds to help him. But like, it's like 400 monkey, bro. Just push him, bro. He's alone. Just push him. How did he even get here? But yeah, hey, look, it's fine. If he dies, I really think he should have died. I think that was like the biggest mistake of the movie. But maybe they have another villain. Maybe they don't have time for monkey villains because May, I think, is gonna be the villain, or maybe there won't be a villain. There's gonna be back and forth like that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Can't judge this movie like that. But what I will say is I had a great time watching. Thought it was a good movie. It were some parts where it dragged a little bit. It was some parts where I feel like they believed in the audience a little bit too much. I don't ever think that a movie should be at fault for believing in their audience, but that's what they did. They did believe in their audience. They did believe that, hey, we can put monkeys on the screen and have these monkeys talking for 45 minutes and these guys are going to enjoy it. I did, but I don't know if everyone else did. But anyways, great movie. Definitely recommend going to go see it. Can't wait to see what they do with the next film. Very excited for it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Peace.